Hey everybody, it's your girl. Nothing's impossible. 77, straight out of Brooklyn. Okay guys, you guys know how I normally do my cooking tutorials. I normally will have all my seasonings lined up and all that, would be explained. But at this point, I basically use the same seasonings. So you guys go look at my oxtail video or my shrimp Alfredo video or my I cooked salmon video. The seasonings are basically the same. The only difference today is we're doing curry chicken. So now you are looking at my my big old pan that I season my curry chicken in. In this pot are all my seasonings, okay? Of course, I use my Grace Jerk seasoning that I always use. I use Lawry seasoning salt, a little adobo, garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder, and then I like my fresh veggies. Today it's not as much as I normally would use. I must admit I'm a little tired. That's why I'm not getting on this camera. But in addition to the powdered seasonings, you will see there's some thyme. You've got remnants there of fresh garlic. You have onions, scallion, tomatoes. So, and in addition to the seasonings that I always use, I'm using curry powder. And today, the curry powder that I like, folks like different types of curry powder. This is the one that I like. It's Blue Mountain Jamaican curry powder. They have one that is very spicy. They have a spicy one. I don't like the spicy one. I think there's a difference in the flavor actually. Right next to this I have my potatoes, which you'll see I'm going to add the potatoes as when it's getting closer to completion. I add the potatoes. Guys, I'm tired, but I love you guys, so I'm doing this tutorial because yeah, you guys got me. Alright, now I do not put my hands into the curry powder just like that. I'm going to be using a glove because the curry gets all up in your hand, your hands and stuff, and I'm putting on the glove, guys. And that's very annoying to have all that curry, in my hand. To have all that curry on my nails. So here we are. Here we are. So now I grind all this seasoning up. I grind it. I rub it into the chicken. All the onions and garlic and tomatoes. Guys, I have to put this camera down so I can really rub this seasoning in this chicken. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so here's what it looks like. All, the seasonings are, mixed up together. I rubbed everything into that chicken, honey. I put my back in it. Got everything in the chicken. So, normally, the best thing to do really is to let this marinate for a day. If you really want some good chicken, season it up like this and then put it in a Ziploc bag and marinate that sucker overnight. Honey, your chicken will be tasting so good you want to smack your mama's mama. Anyway, let's walk on over to the stove. Now, on the stove, I have a pot here. And in that pot, I have cooking oil. And I have that cooking oil getting nice and hot. The key to getting, a good start on your curry chicken is that oil needs to be hot when you put that curry chicken in there, okay? So I hope you guys are with me on this. Now, it's kind of difficult because as you can see, this is a big old pan. Look at this pan. So I have to maneuver, I have to maneuver this pan and put it in that pot. How are we going to do it? I don't know. And I don't want any oil to splash on me. Let's just see. Oh, guys, I have to put the chicken in there and get back to you guys. Okay, just to let you guys know, I put everything in the pot, all the chicken, and you hear it bubbling? And you can see it bubbling. It was nice and hot, so when I put it in the pot, it made a sizzle, like, you know when you put hot food in the pot, it went sizzle. Now, that's it. And if you notice, I did something different. Normally, like with the oxtail video, I cleaned off all the onions and scallion and tomatoes and bundled it up to the side so that I would put it on my food, you know, when it's almost ready. But this time, with the curry chicken, you can put everything in one pot together, honey, and just cook it all up, all right? So this is it. It's just going to cook up real nice. And that's it. I guess the next thing we'll do is let it cook down, okay? All of this is going to cook down. I will add some water eventually. When I see that it's getting, you know, cooking down kind of low, I'll add water. And there's something else that I did, guys, that I want you to see, which is, it's a little West Indian pet peeve for me. Remember the pan that I seasoned the meat in? Well, here it is. This is it, right? I put a little water in the bottom of that pan, and that soaked up the rest of the curry that was in the pan. And you see the little remnants of onions and stuff? It's just, I poured water in the pan. And there was still some curry in there, a little water. I will actually use this water on the chicken. That's a little old Jamaican thing that I do. You know, there's still some seasoning that was left in there. All of it didn't get into the pot. So I just put water on it. And when this chicken cooks down, the first set of water that I will put will be from this pan. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but this water, a little bit of curry, scallion, and some onions is going to have some more flavor for that food. Learn about my cooking, guys. You will not be sorry. All right, guys, let's cook it down. Of course, I'm going to stir the pot occasionally as it cooks down. I will stir it until I see that it's really getting cooked, okay? Now, I want you guys to see how it's cooking down. You see how it's cooking down? I haven't added any water to it yet. And the reason that it's really cooking down in its own juices is because I washed the chicken really well. And, you know, I guess there's remnants of the water from me washing it. But so far, I really have not had to add any water yet. Okay, so all I keep doing is stirring it up, bringing what is ever down at the bottom of the pot up to the top, and, you know, rotating it, and I just put it back and cover it. Right now, it's probably about 10 minutes that it's been cooking, and I have not had to add any water. So this is what it's looking like, guys, and it's you know, it's cooking relatively fast because I have the fire up a little high because I'm tired and I'm trying to get it done, guys. I hope you get something from this tutorial because it's done in a tired state. All right, guys. I'm going to cover this up. Now, I'm letting you guys know that as I'm about to do this last cook down, once I cook this down, it has the potatoes in there now, I have my fire pretty high. Look at that stove. I got that fire pretty high. You can put the fire high because you want it to boil up. You want it to really cook down. You can put that fire up high, cover your pot, let it cook, okay? Now, I wasn't playing when I said I have that fire high. You see how this is bubbling up? Because I need those potatoes cooked. And by the way, guys, I mean, if you want to use more curry, the amount of curry you really want to use is up to you. But I just put enough curry to give it flavor. And when this cooks down, The potatoes will give the sauce, the gravy, some texture, some thickness, and well, you guys will see. All right, so this is what it's looking like on a high stove, on a high fire, and I'm cooking it down. Yeah, here we go, curry chicken with a tired Nothing's Impossible 77. I'm tired, guys. Just doing this for those of you that really support my cooking videos. Thank you. I decided to add this little piece with me doing the rice so I could show you a little style of how many West Indians cook their rice this way, okay? This is just Uncle Ben's rice. I really like basmati rice. Now you see this rice? I'm gonna wash my rice. We never typically cook our rice without washing it. We, put the water in and, fidget around with the rice and spread it out. And then we pour the water off. Okay, do that once, and then we do it again. Sometimes, we look through the rice to see if there's any bits and pieces in there. But right now, I've already done that. This rice is pretty okay. So here it is. I put the water on there again, and I pour the water off, washing the rice. That's what we do. Now, the last time is when I'm going to put the water in to actually cook the rice. I put a little salt. Not much, just a little bit. And typically, a lot of people boil their water first, and then they put the rice in. But many West Indians don't do that. We do it this way. And the perfect way to know if you put enough water in is a little trick that I learned. I don't know if any of you know this trick, but put your finger in, and it reaches the first line of your forefinger. And that means that basically you put enough water in. That's what I learned. Put a little butter in there. Okay, that's butter. I know it's a lot, but it is what it is. I'm tired, guys. Okay, and that's it. The rice is going to be put on the stove now. Okay, guys, this is the almost finished product. It's cooked down. There it is. The gravy's nice and thick. And the rice is ready. The next thing you guys will see is what it looks like in the plate. Yum. Here it is, guys. Here it is. Yummy. Let me just zoom out. And yes, I have it in a paper plate. Don't judge me. I am really tired, and I don't feel like washing a whole bunch of dishes. So, yeah, there it is. You guys see how nice and thick that is? And you see how the meat is falling off the bone? Check it out, guys. Maybe I need a food show. All right, guys, good night.